Sign themselves to a continuing injury list, which means that 19-year-old Shola Amobi, who did well here against Leeds on Boxing Day, plays up front again. Although he was born in Nigeria, he was brought up in Newcastle, and pace obviously runs in the family. His sister Titi is a sprinter with the famous local athletic club Gateshead Harriers. Well, as if Bobby Robson hasn't got enough problems, with Alan Shearer out for up to 3 months and 5 others missing, this morning he lost Marcelino following a training injury yesterday and had to press Alain Gomar into an early return from a calf injury. Steve Harper keeps his place in goal. Shay Given is on the bench. Well, Sir Alex Ferguson, who celebrates his 59th birthday tomorrow, has rested Paul Scholes from the starting lineup. He's among the substitutes. Dennis Irwin is ruled out by injury. But other than those there, Teddy Sheringham is back in training. Andy Cole and Jaap Stam are due to play in a friendly next week. Referee Mike Riley has pronounced himself delighted with the conditions here at St James's Park. Under soil heating, as usual, doing the job, and a lot of effort on the part of staff and volunteers to clear the surrounding snow around the entrances. Manchester United, the champions, playing in the first half from right to left. Not a very good kick by Barthez here, and that's Amobi putting the pressure on Wes Brown. And a break early on by Kieran Dyer. And that's a free kick against Dwight Yorke. Foul on Alain Gomar. This is Andy Griffin. Griffin playing on the right flank, and Warren Barton, the captain, at left back for Newcastle, where he's quite comfortable, having played there before in his Wimbledon days as well. And he's got to mark David Beckham, actually, who's got the ball now. And Yorke's made a run down the centre. Cut out by Griffin. Acuna for Newcastle. To Solano. Now it's Dyer. Roy Keane, who was sent off in this corresponding fixture last season. Forward by Gary Neville. Yorke, Giggs. These are always highly charged matches between Newcastle and Manchester United. Wes Brown. And Solskjaer to Giggs. Yorke waits to make his run. He's making it now, Dwight Yorke, and he's through for Manchester United. Good save, Harper. And Solskjaer couldn't get his foot to it as it came out. Otherwise, I think he would have scored. Harper gets the credit here. This is a good piece of keeping, because Dwight Yorke has really got inside Barton, and Harper blocks with his body. Corner to United. And goalkeeper comes again. This time I think he's quite relieved, Steve Harper. Steve McLaren with a piece of paper in his hand. Gary Neville trying to ward off Kieran Dyer here. Oh, the chance here, and Barthez this time has to make the save at the near post. Well, both goalkeepers have distinguished themselves now. Dyer was close there. It's a corner to Newcastle. Amobi waits to come in. Oh, and Wes Brown tries to stop him. It's a Manchester United ball. Two of their defenders fell over in the melee. Amobi was trying to get in behind Brown. Actually hit the post, I think, with the header, Amobi. That was closer on second glance than I thought. He definitely wins it, the 19-year-old. There was a man on the line, but it definitely hit the post from Shola Amobi. Keane. And now Silvestre. Oh, given away. Kieran Dyer, back heel there for Acuna. And now Solano. Dyer again. post. Just didn't get the right sort of contact. Dyer sets this up, Bartes beaten, and Amobi, well, should he have gone with the other foot? Easy to say from here, but what a chance for the teenager. Hits the post 1 minute, and then fires over an open goal. This is David Beckham to York, and now it's Giggs. And he's got past Griffin, and he's gone down, and the referee says penalty. A penalty to the champions. Ryan Giggs seemed to have got past Griffin, and then the referee decided there was contact. It's Andy Griffin's foot. Well, it's half a stumble and half a trip, I think. The Newcastle players are protesting to Mike Riley, but there is contact, of that I'm sure, and Manchester United have a penalty given against Andy Griffin for the challenge on Ryan Giggs. And with Dennis Irwin not playing, David Beckham has put the ball down. Oh, absolutely no question at all where that was going. Beckham gives Manchester United the lead. 24 minutes gone, and for Beckham, it's his 8th Premiership goal of the season, taken so firmly as Harper went one way. In fact, Beckham has never got double figures in league goals. He's only 2 away now this season. Newcastle unhappy with the decision. Philip Neville. Oh, and Giggs has got ahead of the defenders, and here's Solskjaer. Beckham. York. And now Keane. Oh, he slides that through for Nicky Butt. And he thinks he should have got another penalty, but there's no way Mike Riley's going to give that. You really can't risk it as a defender these days to make any sort of contact inside the penalty area other than with the ball. I think this is probably the highest attendance that St James's Park has seen, actually. That's just edged out the Boxing Day crowd. 52,134 declared today. And declaring it now for Newcastle is Christian Vazedas. And look at this from Solano. They must get somebody on the far post this time. Dyer tries to retrieve it. Oh, extraordinary. They've been in that position twice, Newcastle, and they failed to score. You just can't waste chances against Manchester United. Now look at this from Solano. The 2 players in the middle don't matter at that point. They're in passive positions. Solano is onside, but one of the 2 players on the far post was expecting to score. The credit really goes to Gary Neville for 2 superb interceptions. Amobi trying to stay onside. Good running here from the centre of the field. Noel Solano came in from the right wing and got himself into a good central position, onside, but then it all went astray. Phil Neville. Cunha's going to get caught here by Dwight York. Solskjaer's in the centre, Giggs is following up, and it's going to come to Ryan Giggs to volley. Right back across the goal where it came from. But that's a let-off, really. Giggs puts his thumb up to Dwight York for the pass, but it was courtesy of Acuna, who really should have had that ball away. Enabled York to cross, and, well, right back over the other side from Giggs. Oh, look at that little ball in. It's Nicky Butt. There's real danger here. Solskjaer has pulled back. Oh, good save, Harper. Solskjaer again. The goalkeeper did marvellously. Kept Newcastle in the game, Stephen Harper. Solskjaer, who normally puts those away so comfortably. It's Nicky Butt who makes the run. It's a good pullback. Now watch the goalkeeper. That's a very good save with his left foot, and the defender in front of him, in fairness, blocks the second one. Solskjaer denied. York. And Beckham feeding it down the right-hand side to Keane, and Keane gets away again. More danger here. Three waiting in the centre. Solskjaer this time perhaps. York! Good block. They fell in front of the ball. It's still with Manchester United though. They've just moved up a gear, the champions, and could so easily have been 2-0 now. This is Beckham. York's there. Well, you have to say that Newcastle, on the evidence of the last 2 or 3 minutes, are fortunate still to be in it. Ferguson wants to make another change. He's going to give Paul Scholes a run, having rested him from the starting lineup, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is coming off, so it'll be Scholes now supporting York. Speeds cross, Bartos comes for it. Comfortable catch for him. Beckham wondering whether to give it back to him, and decides against it. Not very happy. One or two of them with each other. I think we're going to see. We're going to see two of them. I think Daniel Cordone and Stephen Glass are going to come on. Acuña's being called off for one, and here's the third one. Luar's on. So Bobby Robson goes for broke here. He's put 3 subs on at once. Ten minutes left at St James's Park. There's Luar, there's Cordone, there's speed. Newcastle still a force. Solano. Bazedas to Barton. This is Luar. Now it's Cordone, Daniel Cordone. Well, it was worth a try from there. One of the 3 substitutes. This is Giggs. Wes Brown and Gary Neville have been very strong, but Newcastle are still giving it a go. And Cordone's onside. Luar's in the centre. They've got another player. Luar! Oh, and there's the equaliser. Stephen Glass. They've done it in the 82nd minute. Stephen Glass came on and made the extra man on the far side, and he's equalised. Now the runner here is Cordone, and the man they've got their eye on first of all is Luar. He actually miskicked it, and Glass put it in. It's 1-1. Bobby Robson's substitution. All 3 players who came on involved in the goal. Would you believe it? Stephen Glass, who scored here against Derby when we covered a match early in the season at St James's Park. Well, he swept that in with his right foot, though it's normally on the left side that we see him. And Newcastle look as though they pulled something out of the game, and could it be more? It's building up to a frantic finish. Corner now. In fact, I think Cordone even touched it after it came off Gary Speed. Glass takes the corner this time. Yes, Cordone was trying to divert it. This is Beckham. To Scholes. Oh, danger perhaps at the other end. Giggs. And it very, very nearly went through to Chadwick, and we've had the 4-minute stoppage time, a thundering match in which Newcastle never gave up and deserved their point, depriving the champions of 2. Bobby Robson with a 3-way substitution, which in every sense contributed to the goal. All 3 players were involved. But a battling performance by a depleted Newcastle, having gone behind to David Beckham's penalty. He can't quite work out where the win went, because it disappeared when Stephen Glass equalised in the 82nd minute. Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 1.
1-0 down, and iffy decision, I have to think and say. He wasn't going to give it, and then he did, so there's some uncertainty, obviously, in the referee's mind. Didn't like it, but they made 2 very good attacks in the second half, but we've got good bodies in the box, blocked the shot, defended very well, what I call magnificent defending, and there have been some times in games when we haven't done that, haven't defended like that. So we rode a little bit of a rough passage for a little while, but only a little while, and then we came into it and we put on 3 fresh legs, or 3 fresh pairs of legs, I should say, which they didn't do, and that just gave us that injection, that impetus into the last stage of the game, and we thoroughly got a great goal and deserved to get something from it.
I think it was a good result for us. I don't think we played as well as we can, but you have to give all the credit to Newcastle in terms of making the game it was. They fought for every ball, they hunted everywhere, their desire was terrific. They played some good football at times. But in the period where I thought we'd, stabilised ourselves, we were defending well, and we should have really finished them off in the 10-minute period after half-time.
Yeah, I think it sums up the season we've had with Bobby Robson, and the time that he's been here. It's we've had ups and downs, but I think that epitomises what he's done to the club. To be playing against, Manchester United. Yes, and you as well. So, the things that he's done for the club is fantastic, and he's a pleasure to play for, and the way he motivates players is really good.
We've had 2 hard games, 2 hard away games, Villa, Newcastle, we've got 4 points from that, and we're still 8 points clear. So we are disappointed we've not come away with the result, but at the end of the day, we knew we had to come here and Newcastle were going to battle hard.
You were given a penalty decision that provided you with the opportunity to score the first goal, but there was a suggestion that was another penalty decision that looked more like a penalty.
Oh, absolutely. I thought Nicky Butts was a clear penalty kick, but you're not going to get 2 here, are you?
I think Warren Barton's little one was after a job as Chelsea's interpreter, but another terrific game, Mark.
Oh, rip-roarer, honestly, end-to-end stuff, and you have to credit Newcastle because they really did attack Manchester United. 1 or 2 young, inexperienced players there, and they really had a go at them. The running from midfield was excellent. They put Manchester United under so much pressure throughout the game, and even, at 1-0 down, they never changed Newcastle. And the nice thing about it was they passed the ball, and there was always people running. But about Manchester United, even if they don't play particularly well, they will always create chances against you, always make those goal-scoring opportunities, and that's just exactly what happened today. I mean, when you look throughout the side, the likes of, obviously, you've got Beckham and you've got Giggs running at people and they're passing, and as well with York coming back in the side today. And they never know when they're beaten, and as I say, when they don't play particularly well, they will always get those chances. And I mean, the thing about them, Gary, as well, is they weathered the early storm, and this is it. Great movement. This is into York. Great little ball as well from Giggs, and Harper does extremely well. Not a pretty save, but a very, very important save. Here's a penalty that they're talking about now. Goes past Griffin the first time, cuts back inside, and it's a clumsy challenge. But it's a penalty because he catches Giggs. All right, he might already be going over, but he catches him, and he stops him getting the ball, so there's no doubt about it. But Newcastle rode that, and they got on with it. Great running from Solano. He was outstanding today down the right-hand side. Always looks to pick people out. I mean, actually touched by Barthez. Still half a chance for Newcastle. Great defending by Gary Neville. We had that at both ends from both sets of players. And this is, as well, another chance for Manchester United. Still 1-0, great pullback, and you think, must score, Solskjaer. What a save this time by Harper. What a good block as well. Body's in the way, prepared to die for the cause. And this is the 3 fresh legs, as Bobby talked about. The triple whammy, they're all on there. Cordoni with the first touch. How about this for a pass from Luar? How did he know Stephen Glass was at the back post?
Vision for him.
And there it was. And I tell you what, 67 years young, that bloke.
Yeah, you still get a jump.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can say that, I possibly couldn't.
What about Manchester United? End of another year. They seem to just get better. They're unstoppable. I mean, Barthez has cured the goalkeeping problem.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Minimum amount of fuss, maximum amount of effort. They've got Johnson to come back, Stan, Sheringham, Fortune. Is there anyone else that I've missed? They've got everybody to come back. And, you know, they know how to win this league. They know how to pace themselves. I think they play, obviously, on Monday night against West Ham. Win that. Well, I think they've won the league anyway. I honestly believe that they win the league because people say, well, what about Arsenal's form? We've seen them today. Can't win away. They can go away and not play.